Everyone, it's Jill here from Relax, Release and Reiki. So in this session, I feel guided to explore endings and new beginnings, which is a theme that has been coming up for me for the last week or so. And I've got some beautiful oracle cards that I use. I like to pull a card just before I do Reiki and then talk to my guides, find out what message there is. And this particular card, a hidden gift, which says sadness, an ending, new beginning, keeps coming up. So this isn't about tarot or anything like that, but I just use it as a way to start the conversation with my guides, to find out, what's the topic for this particular Reiki session, where should we set our intention. So excuse me, some of the videos I've done in the last week or so have been around this. So I was like, what, this again? And the message I'm getting is, like everything, it's like a journey. It's like peeling back layers. So in my previous videos, Reiki sessions, I guided us to choose the pathway towards positivity. And now I'm being guided to take that a step further, go even deeper into the energy of that. So it feels like we'll be doing a cord cutting exercise where we cut off the energy from our past. Now that doesn't mean that you won't have memories, it doesn't mean that you're going to destroy relationships or anything like that, but it's just going to invite the Reiki to shift any negative energy linked to past events. And as we go about our lives, things get said, things get done, we respond, blah blah blah. Not all of it is actually uplifting or in support of us. That's just the way life is, and that's what makes it interesting, of course. But there is this invitation to cord cut and leave the past there and to step forward into new beginnings. And it feels as though when we do this, there'll be a new beginning in terms of positivity, but then it'll just be like a growing thing, like blowing into a balloon, a little bit of air in it, a bit of energy behind it, and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and more new opportunities will present themselves as we create energetic space for them. All very positive. Reiki is always a return to love, so know that it's going to be to your highest good. And I'll stop talking and get on with the Reiki in just a moment, but I definitely got the guidance to help you put a bubble of positivity around yourself. That's not to say you're not a positive person, and I've always been a little bit, I've railed against this idea of putting like a bubble up. So I always think of it as protection, and I really don't like that idea because it's quite fear-based, but it's not about being fearful. I'm doing this because that's how I imagine it, like a big, beautiful, like a washing up bubbles, so they've got a rainbow in them, got that round us. So the bubble's there, but it is permeable, so good stuff can come in, but not the negative stuff. And all it means is that as we go about our day-to-day lives and we bounce up against other people's energy, which is unavoidable, and actually we wouldn't want to avoid it, rather than taking on other people's negativity, other people's dramas, because we do mirror energy, which we soak it up. This bubble of positivity just allows things to come towards us, but then gently bounce off. And it absolutely doesn't mean that you can't be there to love and support those that need it. Of course you can. It just means that you're not soaking up that negative energy, which is just, to me, it's an absolute win-win. And then obviously you radiate out as well, which has a ripple effect out on other people. They see that you're in a good place and it helps them to feel better. Anyway, so much to be excited about in this one. Let's get started, because that's what you've come for, not Reiki, not for me to be talking. Yeah, okay. So I invite you to Sit or lie down if you're not already. And I've just realised that my microphone is quite a long way, so I'm going to bring that closer. I'll have to sort that out in the edit. Sit or lie down. Hopefully somewhere that you can deeply relax. Just go with the flow and really soak up the energy of the Reiki without being disturbed. If you've had alcohol, caffeine or recreational drugs in the last couple of hours, maybe you want to come back to this another time. Alright, let's get started. So I'm going to start to channel, so gently close your eyes. Take a deep sigh if you feel like you want to. My tummy's making noises. And as always, just notice that difference between being involved in your fully conscious, busy life and then just taking a moment to pause, to be quiet and to be still. So in this moment of stillness, I can imagine that thoughts still continue to shoot in and out, and that's fine. Just acknowledge the thought and let it drift on by. If you can, try not to get caught up in thoughts. Just, okay, there's another thought, and then imagine it just drifting on, drifting off. Let's start with some deep breathing and a grounding exercise, just to bring our energy back into flow, back into center. It can feel quite scattered at times. So no matter where you happen to be sitting or lying, just bring your attention to the soles of your feet. And imagine them planted on the earth, somewhere outside in nature. You've got your feet firmly planted on the ground. Take yourself somewhere in nature that feels comforting, feels safe. Somewhere you've been before. Somewhere you've been before, somewhere you've seen on the internet, on TV, or somewhere just that your imagination wants to take you. I've got a huge, beautiful, really aged copper beech in my garden. I like to imagine standing at the base of her, feeling the gnarly roots beneath my toes. Let's take a really deep breath in. Breathe in, invite it down into your diaphragm. And release the breath. Really slowly, steadily draw the breath out to release the air from your lungs. Once again, breathe in. And release. So from now on, if you imagine with every in-breath that you take, whether it's just normal breathing or a big, deep diaphragmatic breath, breathing in the Reiki energy, and on every out breath, I say release. And that's because I'd like you to imagine releasing any unwanted, stale, blocked, negative energy, releasing it down through the soles of your feet. So on the in-breath, Reiki actually flooding in through the crown of your head. I find it useful to imagine a big, beautiful ball of golden energy that represents Reiki, love and light, streaming in through the crown of my head, coursing through my face, down into my neck and shoulders. I can feel the tension in my shoulders release as it flows down into my arms, wrists, hands and fingers. All the muscles softening down into my chest, shoulder blades and upper back. Relaxing a little bit more with every breath. Down into my midsection, around my heart and solar plexus, ribs, coursing down my spine and back, down into my lower back, into my tummy, into your tummy and lower back, down into your pelvis, the base of your spine, softening and relaxing all the muscles as it flows through, down into your bottom, thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, feet, toes, and then out of the soles of your feet, down, down, down into the earth to be recycled. On the in-breath, Reiki floods through you, and on the out-breath, release, let go, out through the soles of your feet. And with every breath, relaxing a little bit more and a little bit more. As you come back into alignment and flow, allow yourself to drift and go with the flow of energy. While staying grounded. With every breath that you release, it's as if you're releasing down trendles or roots down into the earth. They keep you steady, keep you grounded, feeling a deep connection to nature. We are just one with nature, with Gaia, with Mother Earth. Calling in Reiki energy, universal energy, the healing energy. As our thoughts slow down, our breathing slows down, and our heart rate so safely slows down as we feel ourselves drift into restfulness. Let's just pause here a moment and just notice how you're feeling, where your energy is. Just gently bring your focus back to the Reiki flooding through your whole body and then releasing down through the soles of your feet. allow yourself to relax a little bit more, a little bit more. And now I invite you to bring your focus to your heart chakra, which is just that space in the middle of your chest that lines up where your physical heart is. If you imagine a beautiful band of vibrant green energy spinning around that part of your body, inside, outside, through you, around you, within you, gently spinning. Let's breathe into our heart space, and we ask for our heart chakra to be open, balanced and spinning, and we breathe out, releasing any blocks, releasing any trapped energy in that space, so that our hearts are open. Let's take another breath into our heart space and release. With our hearts open and with love, unconditional love in our hearts, for ourselves and for everyone, imagine another version of you, exactly the same version of you, standing in front of you. And this version of you has all of the memories, the feelings, the thoughts, related to all of your life events, absolutely all of them. They've been the gatekeeper. And now we're in a cord cut between that version of ourselves and our present version. But just before we do, we'll set the intention to do so from a loving place. We ask that we still have the positive memories. We ask that we still maintain the relationships that are important to us. All we're asking is to release any energy in whatever form it takes. So that, like I say, that could be a memory, something that was said, something that was done, something that was thought, something that was witnessed. However we've experienced it, anything that isn't serving us, that we would consider to be negative energy, we ask to release that from our bubble, our aura. We hold energy like that, and like I say, in the form of all those things, memories, thoughts, feelings. We're just going to release that, let it go. So we're going to cut the cords that hold that energy between those versions of ourselves in a loving way. without judgment or anything like that. No comebacks, it's just literally to release the energy of it so that you can feel lighter and that you can create space for new beginnings, greater happiness and contentment. Okay, so with this version of yourself, standing before you and with your heart chakra open, full of unconditional love for yourself and for others, imagine that there are cords or strings, or however you like to imagine it, between yourself, the two versions of yourself, and then imagine just starting from the crown of your head, moving down your whole body and just releasing any energetic ties between the current version of yourself and the other version. Release them. You might feel like you just set the intention and then release them all in one go, or you want to scan through your body. You do whatever feels right. So I'm just going to pause for a moment, take some nice deep breaths, and then as you exhale, feel yourself releasing those cords, releasing those ties, letting that energy go. You may feel you want to do that a few times. Trust your intuition. Everyone is different. You may feel that you want to turn round in your imagination, of course, or just where you are, just scan through the back of your body. I just got a strong feeling of a connection between my shoulder blades. I don't know whether that's mine or that's going to be someone else's, but regardless, imagine doing the same thing down from the back of your body, releasing cords, releasing ties, letting them go. Actually, that's the feeling I was getting in the back of my, between my shoulder blades. Our heart chakra typically is, well, I tend to think of the front of my body, but of course chakras runs front to back in a sense. And sometimes when we release stuff and create space, our heart chakra can open even more. So our back of our heart chakra can feel like it's opening, so you can feel a sensation on your back, which is beautiful. Also, I like to think that's where our wings are, and they start to unfurl as we become unburdened from carrying around not only our energy, but invariably when we've got cords with others, we carry other people's energy around, past energy, stuff that we've soaked up. And that, like I say, weighs us down and can clip our wings. So it's lovely to do this. So I should have probably said earlier, it's not about necessarily letting go of trauma, although sadly I know for some of you that may be the case. This is just good energetic hygiene, just to let it go. Feel unburdened, feel lighter, make room for exciting, new, uplifting stuff. If there is something specific that's been a significant event in your life or series of events, I would suggest bringing that to mind. Now don't be afraid, because remember, Reiki is a return to love, so you're in a safe space. It's not about remembering all the emotions and thoughts and feelings of it, just a little something that you can recognize as the event, whether it's a picture in your head or just a feeling. Bring it to mind, and then specifically release the cords on that. So you can say, I'm asking to release the cords, the energy linked to these or this event, or just imagine that version of yourself at that time and then releasing the cords of energy for that. If you do have something significant or a series of significant things, I would say perhaps you want to come back to this a few times, because Reiki is very gentle. It will only process, if you like, as much as it feels that you can handle. If there's big energy around something, although of course releasing it is absolutely for your highest good, you have to heal after you release. Now ordinarily that's fine, just during the normal course of resting, sleeping, but that you obviously naturally just heal. But if you've got some big things going on, you need to go at a steady pace. Be kind to yourself and just gently release the energy of these things gradually over time. I just invite you to really tune in to your energy. If you're feeling tired already after, before considering doing this again, just wait another day and then do it. Okay, really be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, tune in and really trust your intuition. It'll guide you on the right pace to go. Okay. So regardless, we will have created some space by releasing those cords, releasing that energy. Yeah, absolutely will have created some space. So I'd like us to backfill with asking just to feel and receive and actually just be unconditional love. Unconditional love for ourselves and for others. Not always easy, but we can at least try. Okay, so we're filling our cups with love. And that love is, I feel, a bit misunderstood at times. Love is the ultimate. When you feel loved, you feel safe, you feel confident, like anything and everything is possible. You feel kindness towards everyone, generous, you feel motivated. Just there is no negative to it whatsoever. It's just the most amazing feeling. So let's welcome that into our hearts. That's part of the new beginning, and that new beginning will mean different things for each of you watching this. But whatever it is, I invite you to think of it with love in your heart. Let it be something that is uplifting for yourself or for others, but actually, for you. You deserve it. And with love, unconditional love in our hearts, let's create this bubble of positivity for us to reside in. So the imagery that I absolutely love is washing up bubbles, or I don't know if as a kid you have one of those little hoops where you dipped the hoop on a tiny little plastic stick into a bottle of what was like washing up liquid, and then you gently blow through the hoop and a beautiful bubble would be created, and it always had the colours of the rainbow on the edges. So imagine growing one of those around your whole body. So if you breathe in, as you do, imagine that bubble being created around you. So breathe in, grow your bubble of positivity, and breathe out. Now, this is the thing. So it's a magic bubble. Well, of course it is. And it does surround us, but the beautiful thing is that it has not a hole exactly, but there's something at the top, and where our crown is, the top of our bubble, that allows wisdom, beauty and love to filter in. The light and love that is Reiki to come in through the crown of our head into our bubbles. And similarly, at the base of our bubble, where our feet reside, that's where we can release anything that needs shifting. Although, should be less and less of that, because people are just going to bump up against our bubble rather than penetrating through it. Okay, but so it's not as if you're like trapped in your bubble, and it is permeable, but only good stuff can come in, and then anything that isn't serving us can be released. So once again, let's breathe in, grow our bubble a little bit bigger, and release the breath. So we're setting the intention not only to have unconditional love in our hearts, but to actually radiate out through our bubbles, so that we, feel like a beacon of light and love for others. And that's part of the new beginning. Just pause for a moment and really focus in on your heart. Feel the love that is there for you, and feel that with that love comes real positivity. Letting go of negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, which you've done with the cord cutting and you can continue to do. So just really growing that feeling of love, growing that feeling of peace, contentment, happiness, joy, in fact. Feeling really strong and empowered. So I'm going to stop channeling, but your bubble of positivity remains, okay, no matter what. So we're going to just start to move, wriggle around, open your eyes and come back in the room. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so like I say, that bubble of positivity, of love, is all around you. Good stuff can continue to come in through the crown of your head. Anything that needs shedding will continue to come out through the soles of your feet. And as I say, if you have experienced events which feel very significant, feel that they've got big energy behind them, take your time, maybe come back to this video again as many times as you need to. There's no limit to any of this. And just over time, release the energy of it. And then you'll find that your bubble of positivity just continues to grow more and more, making space for more and more new beginnings, more positivity, more love, which can only be a good thing. If you've got any questions whatsoever, things that came up during the Reiki, or that happened a couple of days later, please just drop me a comment, and if I can, I will absolutely try and see if I can help answer. Alright, so I just wish you lots of happiness and love.